As in the founder or the co-founder of Iheanacho.
In Africa, yes.
So you had school and you had your education, right?
Yeah?
So how many able to balance? How did you
Balancing.
balance?
Shout
And
out.
then you also graduated with
Allegedly. She's asking, how was I able to balance school and my passion or ambition in quotes or what I was doing while I was in school? So, first of all, special shout out to my course advisor. He made me graduate with first class. He was on my neck and he kept telling me school is the most important thing that you are here for. But I was stubborn. I didn't listen to him, by the way. Yeah. So he kept telling me, you know what, you can do every other thing after school, but if you don't make good grades right now, then you don't have opportunity to do it again. Do you understand? So what I did, I'm gonna share my secrets. This is the time I'm talking about this in public. I'm a graduate, so you guys can. What actually happened is this: from high level to high level second semester, I covered all the curriculum in software engineering. You have your workbook, your software engineering departmental book. It has the curriculum of everything you need to learn. Do you understand? So we had the 9 month strike. Do you understand? Oh, you were not sorry, you were in secondary school. In 2022, during the 9 month strike, yeah. So I used that to cover everything. So general level, I stopped going for classes and focused on other things, but I still passed exams. So
Before like failing becomes counterproductive.
the problem is, what is failure if you think about it? Failure is when you set out to do something and you didn't get that exact thing you set out to do. But there is an application there, is as regards to time. Do you understand? When is it called failure? Is when you apply it to time. Okay, I want to achieve this in this time. So most times, the first reason why we think we have failed is because we are very obsessive of time. We want to achieve it in a shorter time. So can you take for example, if you forget the concept of time, you forget that human beings die. Do you know that if all humans will live up to 120, then everyone will end up being rich? Because being rich, to be honest, is also a conscious of time. Now, failure is how quickly you iterate as you close to time. So your question should be, how many times should we iterate until we get to success? Which, or not, how many times you are willing to fail until you get to success? So I think there are a lot of factors that plays a role there. So the first factor I'm going to say is, how much time do you have? And how much resources you have to support those iterations. Do you understand? If you have enough resources, keep going at it. The more you keep trying, the more you are very close to success. Success is very inevitable. It's not the formula, to be honest. Pick your best thing, just keep getting at it, doing it better than every other person. It's gonna take time, but you'll get there. So, again, you have to look at yourself. What is the time that I have, and what is the resources that I have, and how much am I going to push into this? Then I'm gonna hit success. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Precious. I have another question.
Okay.
So, if someone is making, let's say I want to make an innovation, and then you talked about, okay, Ford, for example. He said, if I ask people what they wanted, they'll say they want
faster horses instead of cars. Yeah.
So how then can one like really innovate something, let's say something radical, without getting it from users
Humans.
and potential users of the product?
That's a very good question. And I would most times we'll attack the symptoms and not the cure. I was asking someone something the other day. I was like, do you know there'll be a time smartphones won't exist? Think about it. How do we get to smartphones? For example, I said this while I was speaking. I said, Pierre Buck, the lady, if you want to understand tomorrow, search the future. Have you ever thought, how did we get to smartphones and mobile phones? Do you know that they are a great inconvenience for living? You are probably not thinking it. Let me quickly walk you through how we got there. First of all, we had the mainframe computers. After that, we went to microcomputers, which are the laptops that we have, or desktops. From there, do you see that we are just trying to make it smaller and more compatible. So, have you ever thought in the next 10 years, what will replace a mobile device? It will be Neuralink 666. Yeah, it will be Neuralink. You can't help it because a lot of people are walking around right now. You see Microsoft, Samsung, they'll do wearables, they'll do glasses, metal ribbon. They are just holding on for you guys. They already know that all those wearables will not make the cut. So you see that this phone would be left out of existence and you move to something even more minute that will be now together with oneself. And you might say, oh, I'm not going to implant because of religious reasons. You'll be there, your child that is Gen Alpha will go and implant before you come back to school. So that's what I think about innovation in the future. So I kind of take it to the past. What is the real purpose of this existence? Why is this existing? And what can be the new creation of this in the future? What will it look like? It does a lot of thinking, but if you subject thinking, you're going to get the answer. And you can apply it to every process. Every process. Thank you.
Okay, inside our wearables and something maybe very natural, right? That sounds more like, okay, we are trying to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. But then if you look at it,
It could be radical.
yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, anyone building a radical innovation that decides to go incrementally is very wise, but not often times do all companies do that. They know that once they push us radical innovation, humans will push back. For example, AI. We see a lot of fights with the US government with AI and even crypto before they accepted it. So most times, they go through Trojan horse, which is a concept that they wrap it up with what you know already. And before you know it, they have already moved on with radical innovation. So oftentimes, radical innovation looks like incremental innovation while in the process of becoming a radical innovation. Thank you. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Zend is asking, given that we're in Nigeria and most countries have more opportunities than we do and resources, how do you stay ahead in innovation? We are not ahead. You can't stay ahead. That's the truth. We are thousands of years behind America when it comes to innovation. And that's why I gave the same thing I told to the person that asked question from this side. You have to move to an environment that supports your innovation. It's very, some people take it emotionally, but that's the truth. There is no way Nigeria is matching up USA in innovation. So what do? You can either stay in the corridors of power in Nigeria, or you can move elsewhere where your talent is recognized. That's the best advice I can give you. Thank you.
Okay, good day. I'm Vedit, a petroleum engineer and a creative designer. Now, I just have one question rather. Talking about innovation and innovative ideas, as someone who is creative, if you have an innovative idea and you're looking forward at expanding it, how do you receive support from people in the industry that are higher than you and keeping that your innovative idea discreet such that it can be authentic and not stolen and still be able to receive support from such people?
I don't think to being unoriginal to get support. In fact, original innovations oftentimes get more support than ones that are not original. Then to the actual question, which is, how do you get support? Reach out to them. It's a game of numbers. You reach out to 100 people that are above you to support what you are doing. I'm going to get a response from like 5 at least. So, yeah.
I said, why keeping the idea discreet such that they are
Discreet?
Yeah, such that it doesn't get.
Okay, let me ask you, why do you want to keep the idea discreet?
So that it remains authentic to my brand alone.
You do that with legal system, not exposing the idea, and it's called trademark or intellectual property. Do you understand? Yeah. You don't, like I said, one of the principles of innovation, it has to be public. Do you understand? Because if people don't use it, then it's useless. So if you are scared of someone taking your idea and building something else, to be honest, someone already has that idea probably, you just don't know. But if you want to fight it out, then you should get intellectual property on it, and you should also get trademark on it. That works.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks.
I wanted to ask, how do you do current digital divide when it comes to tech innovation?
How do you
do current digital divide when it comes to tech innovations?
There is no divide between who and who.
Like between people who have access to all technology and people who do not.
Okay, when building, when you're presenting to investors, there is a concept of total addressable market, and there is a further concept of serviceable addressable market, and also sustainable obtainable serviceable obtainable market. Those three things: SAM, TAM, and SUM. Right. So you can consider the overall market while building. Right. You can consider the overall market. However, when launching, you should only focus on those who already have access that can use your product, because you cannot provide the infrastructure needed for those other big guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Next question, please.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Phil. From this side. One of the questions I want to ask, as a 100 level student, I want to know more about tech life. Basically, I'm actually new to innovation, and I have some innovations I have from childhood. I just want you to tell me more about it, so I can get ready for things I have.
Can you be more specific with the question? You want to know more about tech life? Can you be more specific? What angle exactly?
Okay, I heard about water development.
Okay.
That's under app development. And I think I'm using the system. I've not gone far about it. So I don't want to know more. Because
Okay.
this is now-
I think what you need is knowledge. You need knowledge essentially. So it's your assignment. You can't give me that word. So you have to go and research about tech. It's very vast. I can't explain everything now. So you need to research about it and know more about it. It's your work. YouTube is a great resource for you. Yeah, thank you.
So I believe this is the last question, right?
Yeah.
So the question is very simple. Like I heard you when you were talking, and you were talking about if you want to innovate, like should go to a place with resources, right? Now, I believe all of us here are, aware of the, like you said, that America is thousands of years ahead of us, and America has the resources. Now, off the top of anybody's head, without thinking too deeply about it, what does anybody in this room now want to innovate for the United States?
You can't know
there
until
is-
you get there, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm coming. Like because there is nothing that we can think of now that is their problem now that we can solve from here.
Yes.
But in Nigeria in particular, you have a lot of problems. So
Okay.
if anybody that is innovating is now going to a place where the resources are, how then do you expect like those places to now develop? Because the places that like Nigeria now, all of us are using money points POS. Money points would have not sold in a place like the United States, and those people are successful, right? So like how do you now expect to develop a place or even become as great as you talked about all these people that are great now?
Awesome. That's a very
Without
good
developing
question.
from your own local or focal points. Yeah, that's just the question.
That's a very amazing question. So he's taking a different position from what I said. He's saying if we have to go to a place that, in quotes, provides opportunity for innovation, what now happens to our locale, which is Nigeria? And if you go to history of the tech startups that are successful in Nigeria, you're going to figure out something. You're going to figure out that every one of them, there was a time they were not in Nigeria. Every single person. Even our celebrity chairman, the chairman of UBA Bank, Tony Elumelu, there was also a time he was not in Nigeria. Even your president, there was also a time he was not in Nigeria. Most of them schooled abroad. That's it. And it is easier and better for someone that has that exposure out there to come back and innovate, because they're not coming with the same mindsets that we have here. All the startups, or I would say 95% of startups are successful right now, their founders either schooled abroad or have been there or stayed there for a significant amount of time. And that's enough to change the game for you in terms of thinking. So I think I still stand by what I said. You cannot innovate blind, because while being in Nigeria, to be honest, you're not seeing what's beyond the system. So you have to go where systems work. You have to go where everything has been far run out, and look into Nigeria with new eyes. That now provides to you what really needs to be done and how to do it. Another thing is the resources to this as well. Thank you guys.